The morning sun shimmered on the calm waters as a lone fisherman tended to his boat, unaware that trouble was brewing just beyond the shore. A group of rowdy bikers roared into the quiet coastal town, their laughter echoing as they sized up the fisherman's modest vessel. Bored and looking for a thrill, they decided to leave their mark, literally, by scratching graffiti into its weathered hull and smashing some of the fishing gear. Little did they know, this wasn't just any fisherman. Beneath his unassuming exterior was a man with a past, a decorated former Marine with skills honed in the most dangerous corners of the world. As the bikers sped away, chuckling at their mischief, the fisherman silently surveyed the damage. His calm expression betrayed no emotion, but behind his steady gaze lay a storm brewing. They had just crossed the wrong man, and they didn't even know it yet. As the bikers disappeared into the distance, the fisherman knelt beside his damaged boat. His rough, sun-tanned hands traced the jagged scratches and broken pieces of gear. To most it might seem like an ordinary act of vandalism, but to him, it felt personal. This boat wasn't just a way to make a living. It was a lifeline, a connection to the sea that had carried him through storms, both literal and metaphorical. The small town knew him as a quiet man who rarely spoke of his past. Few could guess the life he had lived before. This isn't random. Someone's messing with us. Before they could regroup, a small light flickered on the cliff edge. The fisherman stood there, calm and unyielding, holding a lantern that illuminated his face against the dark sky. His presence wasn't threatening. It was resolute, almost eerie in its stillness. The bikers froze, their engines idling. Then from behind them, another sound emerged. A second lantern flickered in the distance. Another figure, just as composed, stepped forward. It was the harbor master, a friend of the fisherman, who had quietly joined the plan. The bikers now realized they weren't just dealing with one man. The entire town seemed to be watching, united in silent strength. The leader's bravado cracked, his grip on the handlebars tightening. This was no longer a harmless prank gone too far. They were in over their heads, and the realization hit harder than any engine roar. The bikers' engine sputtered as they hesitated, caught between the fisherman ahead and the harbor master behind. The leader revved his bike in defiance, yelling, "We're not scared of you." But his voice faltered, drowned by the crashing waves below. The fisherman stepped closer, his calm presence unnerving. "This is my home," he said, his voice steady but commanding. "You disrespected it. You disrespected me. But you don't understand what you've stirred up." The leader opened his mouth to retort, but before he could speak, the harbor master dropped something at his feet. A military dog tag, weathered and unmistakable. The fisherman's past wasn't just a rumor. He wasn't just a quiet man with a boat. He was someone who had once faced threats far greater than a pack of reckless bikers. The realization hit them like a tidal wave. Just as the tension reached its peak, the fisherman did something unexpected. He tossed a set of tools toward the bikers. "Fix your bikes," he said simply. "But when you leave, you don't come back. Not here, not to any place like this." The bikers stared, stunned. There was no revenge, no escalation, just a lesson in respect delivered with quiet authority. They worked in silence, their bravado stripped away. When they rode off into the night, they didn't look back. As the last engine faded, the harbor master turned to the fisherman, a faint smile on his face. "You sure know how to make an impression." The fisherman didn't respond, just watched the horizon where the bikers had disappeared. In his hand, hidden from view, was a second set of dog tags, ones that didn't belong to him. The ocean breeze carried a quiet mystery, and while the conflict was over, the fisherman's story clearly wasn't. As the dawn broke over the sleepy coastal town, the fisherman returned to his boat. The morning light revealed the damage from the biker's recklessness, but it also illuminated the resilience etched in the lines of his face. He began repairing the vessel with steady hands, as if restoring not just wood and rope, but the peace of his quiet life. Word of the night's events spread through the town, and the small community rallied around him. Neighbors offered help with the repairs, their quiet gestures reinforcing the unspoken bond that held them together. The harbor master lingered for a moment before heading back to his duties, giving the fisherman a knowing nod. As the fisherman pushed his boat back into the water, the horizon stretched wide and inviting. The bikers were gone, but the sea remained constant, a reminder of strength, respect, and the stories we carry, often unseen.